Hello from HitScan. I'm Casey,
I'm James.
And I'm Abbie.
and we're going to be discussing all the new information we got today on Apex Legends.
Earlier today, Apex released the gameplay trailer for the upcoming season, which showed us a good look at things to come.
One thing I speculate on is that Bloodhound may be getting a takeover again this season. They seem to have quite a presence in the trailer, which is rare when they normally only maybe get afforded a brief cameo. Combined with the fact that we've been hearing the sounds of trials throughout the maps as a teaser makes that feel even more likely.
Now, we didn't learn much more than we already knew from the trailer, but shortly after we got a glimpse of the patch notes coming, which gave us a wealth of information.
Now keep in mind that these are not complete changes and do not give specifics.
We've gotten more specifics on Seer's abilities, so like we knew before, his passive allows him to hear the heartbeat of nearby legends while aiming down sights to help locate them. We've gotten a very strong new detail on his tactical, so not only does it send out microdrones that will detect and mark all enemies in front of him, but it will also interrupt any healing items and revives while also showing how much health they have. All of this information will be shared with teammates.
Some clarification has been made on his ultimate as well. Enemies that are running in his sphere of drones or shooting will have their location shared by indicators shown in the trailer similar to footprints. His ultimate can be destroyed by shooting the heart chamber the drones came from, similar to destroying Crypto's drone.
Concerning our other legends, we are aware of 4 legends that have changes coming, the first being Caustic. He is no longer limited to his gas doing only 5 damage a second. His gas will now start at 5 and increase 1 every other second until it dissipates. So for example, that will be 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, etc. His ultimate, however, is getting a slight nerf. His gas grenade will last 5 seconds shorter.
Revenant is getting a nerf where enemies will get an audible and visual indication when Death Totem's protection is about to end, letting them know that Revenant and his allies are about to be vulnerable.
Horizon is getting back some of its previous ability to maneuver while in the air on a gravity lift. It will be similar to how it was in Season 7, but not exactly.
Finally, Fuse is getting a buff in 2 ways. His knuckle cluster will now last twice as long. His ultimate will now highlight enemy locations of where they are, even if they are hidden behind objects or in a building, while they are in the ring of the Motherlode.
When it comes to Revenant's change, I don't really see how useful that will be, because typically whenever I'm in combat and I see a Revenant team and totem coming at me, I normally am not worried about when it's going to run out. Normally my priority right then is to kill them as quick as I can and send them back. So I'm not sure how useful that will be. Fuse, on the other hand, I think is going to be even more annoying to me in arenas. Right now, his knuckle cluster makes it a pain when you're trying to hold angles and cover in arenas. So with the knuckle cluster lasting twice as long, I know that's going to be very frustrating. And I have no idea why they're showing the locations of people in his Motherlode. Right now, it's already frustrating enough because as the enemy trapped within, it's nearly impossible to see through the flames. So I just don't know how I feel about those changes right now.
I think the changes on him are pretty good. I think the Motherlode changes, like you say, maybe a little too strong with highlighting the enemy locations, but he's felt very much like one of those legends that just doesn't get enough playtime because he's never been really that useful, very, very situational. The knuckle cluster lasting twice as long. Like you say, in arenas, the good swings on that are that if you've got someone set up with, ramparts, or Watson's ability, you can just clear them out with that knuckle cluster because there's too much damage going on for them to stay in that area, even with all that defense up.
Hopefully Horizon mains will be excited for this, as Horizon got nerfed quite a bit a couple of seasons ago and her pick rate went down quite a bit. So hopefully this will boost her a little bit, maybe not put her back in the meta, but maybe it'll make her fun to play in pubs and ranked, possibly. Enough about the legends, let's look at our new gun.
The Rampage is our brand new LMG. We now know that it is a heavy ammo gun with a rather slow rate of fire. However, you can charge it up through use of a thermite grenade to increase the rate of fire, in the fashion of a charged sentinel but changing fire rate. when charged, will also be able to destroy doors, much like how Rampart Sheila can.
The Rampage is an interesting gun in that with the buffs coming to Fuse, we've now got an LMG that can essentially do what he can do, break through the doors quickly without having to, throw and waste a thermite grenade.
I am a little bit worried about the door breaking thing. I think, door fights and hiding behind doors while you're charging your shields is such a big part of a lot of fights, and it's really going to change that whole routine and how everything works, and hopefully for the best, but it does worry me a little bit that it's going to be too powerful.
I don't know how much of an issue it will be when it comes to the doors. I mean, right now we have all the grenades that are able to take down a door. You've got Fuse, his ability to take out the doors with his knuckle cluster, and you also have Rampart Sheila as well that can take out the door, and I don't see it really being that much of an issue that's going to change that much with just the introduction of one gun that needs to be charged first before it's able to do that. But I guess we'll see in time.
A gun we can expect to see around again is the Prowler. It will now be returning to ground loot. The Spitfire and the Alternator will be headed to the care pack this season. I assume this means that a triple take is coming out as well, because there will never be a day the Kraber hits ground loot.
The Prowler will only be able to use in burst mode. We are not aware of what other nerfs they will do to it. The Spitfire will be returning to its pre-nerf state. Now you may be asking why the Alternator. Because they are giving it Disruptor rounds. That's why.
If you haven't been around the game since Season 2, you may not be aware of what Disruptor rounds are. They're a hop-up that significantly increases damage done to shields. They were extremely powerful, so powerful that even after a nerf, Apex just pulled them from the game, and we haven't seen them until now.
So, I know myself, I played when the Disruptor rounds were around. I think Casey didn't, though.
No.
And I'm not sure about James, if you did.
Yeah, I played a little while the Disruptor rounds were around, and I mained the Alternator because of that.
Mm-hmm. So, anybody that played in Season 2, you will probably have PTSD from those goddamn hop-ups. They were insane. It was like 4 bullets and your purple shield was gone. It was crazy. It's kind of funny to me that they're bringing it back just because of how insane that time was. It excites me that they're a care package weapon. That Alternator with Disruptor rounds is 100% care package weapon worthy.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the Prowler hit ground loot again. This is actually like a big part of what's getting me excited about this season and, making me feel like I'm going to play more Apex than I have really ever in the past, is that I used the Prowler so much when it was a care pack weapon and I kind of got used to it now. And it's nice that I'll just be able to go around and pick that thing up again and, get bursting away on people.
I know I'm really looking forward to the Prowler being back. I mean, I've never seen it as ground loot, I don't believe. And I just love every time I see it on a care pack. I want that gun so much. And even that you can't put it in a full auto mode, I don't even care. I've always used it in burst mode. Burst mode is just the best mode for it. So I'm really excited to have that available again for me.
Before the Prowler was put into the care package, it was actually my favourite weapon out of all of them at the time, so it's going to be really fun getting used to it again and really loving it the same way I did before it got put in the care package.
When it comes to the other guns, we know a few details so far. The L-Star will start accepting barrel stabilizers and extended energy magazines. Extended energy magazines will allow the gun to fire longer until it overheats and will also decrease the time it takes for it to cool down. The rate of fire for the EVA 8 will be nerfed. Shotgun bolts will not provide as much of a benefit to their speed anymore.
And we will have a swapping of hop-ups again this season. The Anvil Receiver and Quick Draw hop-ups will be removed. The traits of the Quick Draw will be added to the base stats of pistols to a more subtle level.
We will be getting a new hop-up called Boosted Loader. It will go on the Hemlock or the Wingman. It will increase the reload speed, and if you reload at the right time, you'll also get bonus ammo, which sounds very Gears of War active reloading.
One slight change as well when it comes to attachments. Marksman rifles will now use sniper stocks as opposed to standard stocks.
I'm super happy with the Quick Draw being removed. I feel like it was super useless. I never used it. I don't know if any of you guys ever used it.
No, not really.
No, it's so useless. And also the anvil receiver, it could be good, but you could teach yourself to use single fire without it faster and do more damage. If you practice that, if you practice like your little spammy click for the single fire, it would have done a lot more damage than the anvil did. So it seemed a little bit redundant if you just had a little bit of practice. So I'm kind of glad those things would be removed.
I think I speak for both myself and Casey when I say woohoo to the L-Star changes. We love the L-Star in the early arena matches. Pretty much always take them as the first and potentially second round guns, depending on how we did for resources that round. Nice to see it accepting a barrel stabilizer because it's kind of wild. I wish they'd do something about the way that the muzzle flash is just so overpowering on that gun, but it's nice to see it getting some love. The extended mag changes, allowing it to cool down faster is going to be great, especially when you pack that in with, being a rampart and having that. You're just going to be blasting people with that thing. It's going to be crazy. We get to experience all these new changes in some new scenery as well. In World's Edge, the lava crack caused by the Harvester has extended, causing destruction around the map. Sorting Factory is completely destroyed after falling into a sinkhole. It has been replaced by a new point of interest called Lava Siphon.
That destruction causes a landslide to the nearby mountains, burying train yard and creating a new POI called Landslide. Refinery has also been completely wiped out, replaced by a larger POI called Climatizer.
Kind of sad to see Sorting Factory leave. It's been one of those places that I kind of enjoy landing there some of the time, so it's going to be sad to see it gone. And I'm not sure how I feel so much about this sinkhole and gondola from one half to the other situation. I guess I'll have to wait and see how that turns out, but I am grateful for Train Yard to be gone. I hate Train Yard with a passion. Every time I would go near there, I would always just want to run away as quick as I could because there was always someone there waiting to kill me.
The final thing we have to share with you is the little we know about the new Battle Pass. It will have over 100 cosmetic rewards. The Vault will be the weapon receiving the reactive weapon skins for level 100 and level 110 spots. Valkyrie and Horizon will be our legends receiving legendary character skins.
When it comes to the Vault skin, I kind of think I like it. I'm not so sure so much. I'm not sure if it's my color blindness coming into play, so I don't know how I feel about the color combination, but I kind of like the general look of it so far. Not really so much of a fan of the character skins.
I would like the Vault skin. I just don't like the weird little spindly legs it's got on there. I don't like insects, and I feel like that's what that is supposed to represent. I understand the whole seer thing is about moths, and I believe it does have moth wings on there. But just the little legs, I hate it. It makes me feel disgusting. I like the Valkyrie skin. It's cool, it's funky, it's pink. Love that. The Horizon skin, though, I don't. What is going on there? What is going on with the makeup? What happened? Who decided that was good? Who decided that looked good? I feel like anybody who has designed skins in the past in Apex has always messed it up at the makeup, and I don't understand what goes wrong. But it doesn't look good at all. I hate it.
That's all the details we have for now. We probably won't know more until the full patch notes drop, which more than likely will be on August the 2nd.
And once again, these are not the full details, and there are probably way more changes to come regarding guns and legends.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.